Hey everybody, it's Tasha. So before I get started, I just wanted to go ahead and say that this video is going to contain some spoilers for the Arrowverse crossover. So if you don't want to know anything, go ahead and click away. But if you're interested in hearing some of my theories on what's to come, then hang around and listen to the rest of this video. There's some photos floating around on social media that show the tombstone of Felicity Smoke. This, of course, has caused a bit of a frenzy, especially for the people who dislike the character of Felicity and are against the pairing of her and Oliver. Now, I know that this is a very vocal group, but there's an equally large and vocal group of people who adore her. I, for one, am a fan of Felicity, and it has nothing to do with Oliver. It's because I like seeing a woman on television who has agency and something to do outside of being just the love interest. Through Felicity's journey, we have seen her go from IT girl to assistant to VP to CEO. She's always had something to do that was for herself, all while assisting the team at night. Now, I'll never say that she's the perfect character or the most well-written character, because I personally had some issues with how she was handled in the back half of season 4, but they have definitely course corrected since then, and because of that, I continue to be interested in her and her journey. But these spoiler pics make it seem like that journey has come to an end. I'm gonna go ahead and say that I think that's ridiculous. I have a number of theories about what these pictures actually mean, and most don't involve the death of Earth 1 Felicity. Namely, because I don't think that the death of her character does anything for the story at this point. Am I saying it's impossible? No, the term fridging was created for a reason. We have unfortunately seen female characters be injured or die a million times in a million different ways in order to propel the male lead forward. We've already seen a bunch of times in Arrow. Sarah dying in season 1, Shadow and Moira in season 2, Sarah again in season 3, as well as Thea being stabbed, Felicity getting shot, and Laurel killed in season 4. All these moments were made to propel Oliver as a character forward, to get him to where he is now, where he is open, honest, emotionally stable, the kind of man who trusts the people around him, and a great leader. The best way to undo all of that character growth is to have him lose the woman he loves and is trying to build a life with, because the only realistic reaction that he would have to her death would be devastation, guilt, and rage. It would regress all the progress that he's made and send him back to the person that he was after she got shot in season 4. So the question becomes, if Earth 1 Felicity doesn't die, why do we have a tombstone? And I think the obvious answer is that the tombstone is for EarthX or Earth 10 Felicity. We know that Oliver is going to be heavily featured in the crossover and that it's a very emotion-driven story. Since it will include Barry and Iris's wedding, a likely double wedding, I think it's safe to assume that we will get a glimpse into EarthX Oliver and what he's like without Felicity. Essentially, EarthX is a version of reality where Nazis won the war, and Oliver of that Earth is a soldier for them, and that would conflict with Felicity's Jewish heritage. And since Arrow's narrative has always played that Oliver and Felicity are each other's counterpoints, where he's dark, she's light, it would be interesting to see a story play out where Oliver never had, or he had and he lost, his Felicity. And I think that's exactly what we're going to get. But that's not my only theory. There is a possibility that the grave could be fake, that neither Earth 1 or Earth 10's Felicity is dead. And since the crossover is filmed while they also are filming regular episodes of each of these shows, we can't really know for sure that these pictures are from the crossover. It could be possible that it's a regular Arrow episode. I say this because I could definitely see them deciding to fake Felicity's death to protect her from the FBI and Caden James, who is framing her for his crimes. That would be the way to get her off their radar while her and the team look for a way to stop him. Either way, I just don't see the Arrow writers killing one of their most notable characters, someone who's original Team Arrow, during the crossover, especially when they literally just introduced Caden James as a nemesis for her in episode 4. So to kill her before that story plays out would be pointless. And while I know that Curtis also has hacking skills, it's been said more than once that neither him or Cisco are on her level. So the death of Felicity Smoke is just not something I see happening anytime soon. But what are your thoughts?